The initial drop, a sea of blood. Look at the electronic screens in the early days of February 2026. A free fall that pierced through every technical theory. Within a short period of time, Bitcoin evaporated nearly $15,000, dragging the entire altcoin market into a sea of blood. Liquidation alerts exploded continuously like heavy artillery, wiping out $2.2 billion from the accounts of dreamers. This was not a normal correction, it was a deliberate massacre. While you were trembling as your account balance disappeared, the algorithms at BlackRock and Fidelity were smiling. They had just executed a classic liquidity drain to establish a new order. There are financial truths that the education system, mainstream media, and flashing green-red screens will never want you to know. They need you to believe in dreams, because only when you are busy staring at the stars do you lower your guard, allowing them to carry out smooth and silent cuts at the financial banquet. You entered the crypto market with the mindset of a knight searching for freedom, but in reality, you stepped into an ecosystem perfectly designed to consume innocence. In this game, the winner is not the one who draws charts the best, but the one who understands the true nature of cruelty. Welcome to the flat world, a place where truths exist that society does not want you to know. Hope the first mistake. Don't look for fairness in a survival battle. The crowd whispers as Bitcoin falls towards $64,000 and short positions appear in this price range. They complain, they worry, and they hope. That is the first mistake. In the world of hunters, the praise hope is the best signal to begin a massacre. Bitcoin will never recover while the crowd still hopes. It only recovers when you are exhausted, doubtful, and finally let go. The law of purification. Look at how the financial universe operates. A new star can only be born after the collapse of a massive nebula. A market that wants to rise must go through a cleansing crash. It may sound uncomfortable, but it is a rule, not a personal opinion. The market will never carry an entire crowd still chasing quick riches to the top. The prey and the sharks. The weight of small speculators is too heavy, and large players are under no obligation to donate to your weakness. Right now, as price fluctuates around $68,000 to $69,000 after the correction, many people reassure themselves, it's just a small pullback. I'll exit on the bounce. This is enough. When you hear those voices in your head, understand that the hunter is smiling. Panic, the bottom, and surrender. The gift of despair and the trap of panic. You often confuse panic with the bottom. Panic is merely the stage of clearing the table, not flipping it. The real bottom appears in a far more frightening state: boredom and doubt. No one cheers anymore, but no one curses Bitcoin either. Communities grow silent. Engagement collapses. People shrug. It'll probably just move sideways for years. Forget it. That quiet surrender, not dramatic pain, is when hunters begin to act. Macro forces us, AI, and liquidity. To understand why Bitcoin must pass through this slaughterhouse, you must zoom out to the global macro board. A strong dollar and high real interest rates pressure risk assets. When capital becomes expensive, holding cash becomes king. At the same time, the AI boom begins to face valuation pressure. As smart money realizes tech valuations exceed real earnings capacity, they pull back. Crypto, highly correlated with risk appetite, becomes the sacrificial asset. In geopolitical uncertainty, human instinct seeks tangible safety. Cash or sovereign bonds. Bitcoin, in the eyes of the crowd, is still not old enough to be a true safe haven. The nature of recovery. The true recovery of Bitcoin will never look beautiful. It will be uncomfortable, weak, unreliable. Price will crawl upward and then be slammed down again, creating long, haunting wicks. The purpose? First, to liquidate overconfident shorts. Second, to torture those who sold at the bottom. The rise is not meant to make you money. It is meant to reset the positioning of large players. Institutions, ETFs, and the liquidity game. International financial giants are not in crypto to build fairness. They are here because volatility allows large-scale asset restructuring. Record ETF outflows are not necessarily collapse, they may signal distribution. Money does not disappear, it moves from dreamers to designers of the game. The crypto divide. May 2026 witnessed brutal asset differentiation. The era of everything goes up is over. Capital will no longer flow into meaningless meme projects. Smart money shifts toward real-world asset tokenization and core infrastructure. This is not the year of speculative crypto, it is the year of tokenized finance. Survival Guide. Rule 1: read sentiment, not headlines. When the world talks about opportunity, prepare to exit. When the world is silent and bored, begin paying attention. Rule 2: play with sharks, not the crowd. Observe large wallets, ETF flows, and on-chain behavior. Rule 3: free yourself from leverage. Leverage is the most efficient weapon hunters use to kill prey. If you have no debt pressure and no leverage, they cannot force you out. Conclusion: dawn after darkness. Dawn only comes after the darkest night. The fall of Bitcoin, the rise of the dollar, the derivative liquidations, all are pieces of a larger restructuring. Crypto does not rise because of good news. It rises after the table has been cleared. You cannot destroy the system. It is built on human greed and fear, but you can choose not to be prey. Stay alert, stay cold, stay patient. When the crowd finally lets go, when noise fades, when despair fills every corner, that is when a true dawn begins. The game has only just begun for those who understand the rules. Will you hold the pieces or be removed from the board? The choice, as always, is yours. Thank you for listening.